It's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday. We've just done our sprint planning, going over what we're doing this week. And for me, it's been mostly DLC stuff. So Jack finished up the Jungle Book last week. I'm going to be getting that QA tested, getting that build all ready for next week, as well as that the Magic DLC as well. I want to get some more QA done on that, just get that tied up, because our volunteers come back in the next couple of days, and they've got a couple of levels that already QA testing, so I'll get that done ready for them as well. And then some more stuff, I'm sure that'll show you towards the end of the week.
Yeah, for me, Skystead Ranch stuff, mainly just going to be trying to tidy up and get the game as good as I can. Really, we've got show and tell on Friday, so it'd be nice to actually get the game into a good state. I know there's a lot of work to do with the Skylets, and so like their happiness triggering and stuff like that he's doing, so I'll be focusing on that, I think. Jack's probably going to do some Halloween work because he's been waiting all year for it. Now he can, he's really excited. And Laura's doing cooking stuff, aren't you?
Yeah. Hello. I'm still working on lots of food items and ingredients, and this is devil's juice. Yeah, I think you'll be able to get the devil's juice from squishing the devil's lettuce. I'm sure Rob will make a really cool animation for it, as he's done for the chopper. It looks really cool. I think it looks like a juice, so that's good.
Okay, so we've got some more deliveries. I believe that Lee ordered these just before he went on holiday last week. Can't get in. Let's get into this one. It's just the mugs. It's the last order of the mugs for the Kickstarter backers who backed Skystead Ranch. And they are looking good. I always have a little poke inside to make sure there's no broken things or anything like that. They tend to be quite good from our supplier, so I think we've only ever known one to be broken. But that's all sorted. Not much of an update from me though today. Mainly just because we've been doing lots of admin stuff and things like that, and we should have a new starter who's going to be sitting there next week. So that's really fun and exciting. More on that later though, I think. And there's two things to go with the rest of the boxes. And we can get started on ordering the next lot of merch, which is the... what is it? Posters? Posters. Oh, fumbling. There we go. We're getting there.
So I managed to rig up Hoot here. Hootlet, sorry, and it's looking pretty good. The rig didn't take too long to build. I'm getting a bit more proficient in it now. I did also apply the texture as well, which is all done now. Looks pretty good. And unfortunately though, the rig hasn't really worked the way I wanted it to, so I've just sort of skinned it to the body here. And it doesn't really work, unfortunately, so this is one of the rare instances where I'm probably going to have to do quite a bit of work to get the weight painting right. So if I show a few instances here, sort of when I move the head, I want the head to be completely set from the neck so the owl's head can turn 360 degrees, like an owl could, not 360 but 180. As you can see here, there's some weird deformation on the back of the neck here, so I'm going to have to do some weight painting there. I think the wings also sort of pull down this collar here, which I don't like, so that's going to need fixing up. And I think there's something on the body here as well where it's, also on this neck bit here, it's not pulling down this sort of collar at the back here, which I would like it to. So I'm going to have to do a bit of weight painting here. Hopefully it won't take too long. It'll definitely be done before lunch. Hopefully I can get it done way before that though. So yeah, I'm going to get on with weight painting. So I've been QA testing most of the levels for the Jungle Book DLC. Now you see here, I've pretty much gone through all of them, apart from this one over here, the jungle animals. And so far, been pretty good. Only a few minor issues here and there. The jungle animals level in particular though, was uploaded in the wrong resolution. So you can see if I zoom all the way out here, you sort of get the hint. The pixel size is there, and everything says 5x5 in terms of, so you've got all these 29s. There's 5x5 of those. So I've just gone ahead and resized that image. There it is. And to the correct size, I've also reordered the circles as well, just to make it a bit more compact. So all that's left is to get this re-imported, playtest this level as well as all the fixes that I made as well. And then, that'll be that. Good to go as well.
Hello. I'm still chopping stuff up for the cooking mini game for Skystead Ranch. Oh god, I've chopped up most things now, even the baby shark, which is very sad, but it's okay. But I also made some final meals as well. This is made with Nom Shroom. So you get Nom Cream. I've got a time lapse for that. Yeah, I'll show you how I made it, but initially I didn't put it in a bowl. It was just on its own. And then I thought, it's quite weird to have ice cream without a bowl or a plate on its own, like a cat or a dog. And then I added a bowl.
Okay, so it's a bit of a change of pace for me today. I'm actually working on some UI stuff for Skystead, and Rob wanted me to do some work on the sort of field guide, like the inside of the book menu, and overall it's going pretty well. I did a little bit of work on it yesterday, but today I'm sort of blocking out the book that will sit behind the UI, and it's looking pretty good. I wanted to do it in Procreate initially, but then I decided to go in Illustrator so I wouldn't have to worry about sort of pixelation or dimensions down the line, as Illustrator allows you to have a lot more control. As you can see, it's nowhere near done, but I've got the block out done. I did these yesterday, which was based off the design, like the block out UI that Rob put in the game, which is here. So you can see it's sort of similar. I don't think you necessarily, you didn't really ask me to keep it the same in terms of design, but I quite liked the green, to be perfectly honest, and I really liked these symbols that are in here, so I kind of kept them in, just made them look a bit prettier. As you can see, they look pretty nice. I put some foliage in the background too, and I've got the one down here as well, which is based off of this bottom design here. And overall, I think this looks pretty good for the game. I think this will fit in quite nicely. All I need to do now is to make it fit in seamlessly with the book here. And the book is getting there. It's taking a little while just to try to get the design down, as I am going off the model, which I've got here. The model isn't done, but it's, it's blocked out and it's blocked out and it's pretty much ready to go. So I'm definitely focusing on these sort of golden bits here, which you can see in the Illustrator file at the back here. So I'm going to try to do some more stuff, adding in some shadows and making little bits of detail here and there. Maybe add some chips into the paper, and hopefully that'll make it look good enough for the game.
Okay, so I've been working a lot on just very minor things to do with the skylets and the player character today. So there's just so much AI stuff that we haven't really done. The sort of the skylets need a bit of TLC when it comes to that stuff. One thing that's been, we've been talking about for a long time, you can zoom in a lot further now. We probably want to have some sort of like strafing left and right so you can look around a bit better, but you can zoom in a bit further now, and the the curve we've got on this zooming is a little bit better. But yeah, in terms of the animations for the skylets, we've had a few issues with like the animations, getting them to line up properly. I think it's just some of the config issues really. But I've also been trying to implement running, so if you bump into the skylets they should run off a little bit. It's not great. That's just my implementation. The animations are all there. It just needs a bit more work, I think. And making sure that the hitboxes are quite good, because before you couldn't get quite close to the skylets. Teacher running away there for a little bit. And he's just made it so that when you bump into them, they try and run away. But it's not 100% clear because they finish their animations and things, and then, yeah, we'll get there. But the trouble is just that there's so many skylets, and it feels like each one I look at has got like a slightly different thing wrong with it, so it's a bit awkward. But we'll get there, and then fingers crossed we can start getting them to interact with each other and stuff. Add a few more behaviours.
So one of the tasks that's been on sort of the back burner for a while now is getting this Skystead Ranch webpage updated second time, because although it looked quite nice in terms of like aesthetics, the content itself was a bit bare bones. So gone through and addressed all the feedback that Rob gave, such as putting the press kit button towards the bottom, added a couple of extra buttons there. Thankfully we had this nice design that Jack made a while ago for the Kickstarter stuff, so I just sort of reused them and then put them on the webpage. And fleshing out the actual content here as well, putting in some skylets, since that's a selling point in the game, and a bit more text, a bit more information, that sort of stuff. So yeah, it'll still need a bit more feedback in terms to make sure that it's up to scratch. But yeah, that's published, that's live, people can check it out. But yeah, other than that, one other thing I'll be doing is going over sort of like the next game project idea, sort of brainstorming. All of these could just be completely scrapped, but it's just general ideas. And the main purpose is because I think Rob mentioned we have a new starting next week. It's going to be programming, and they're going to be working on a new game with them. So there's just some ideas in case they don't have any ideas of their own, or we don't want to go ahead with the game they've already been working on when they were volunteering for us earlier in the month or the year.
I'm so excited to stop chopping and start making some meals, and mash is my favourite because I'm Latvian. I was super excited to make a mash. There's even carrot mash and vegetable mash. I hope it doesn't look too Eastern European.
Okay, so as you know, yesterday I was working on a lot of the UI assets for the game, such as the book and the sort of skylit panel to the left. And I sent off the assets yesterday. As you can see, I got a lot of it done. Like, it's a bit scattered right now, it's a bit unorganized, but I'm going through everything and organizing them now. But a lot of the feedback was sent back last night, thanks to Rob, and we put them in game, and he sent me some feedback to work on this morning. So a lot of the stuff involved the book itself, as well as a little bit of the panels here. So the first bit of feedback was that the panels at the top and the bottom on the Scarlet page, they were a bit detailed compared to the book, which I totally see. So his advice here was to essentially take out the detail on the panels and also add some detail to the book, so that it balanced out a bit better. Which I went ahead and did. As you can see here, the panels, I've already took out a lot of the details, such as the grains, and they do look a lot cleaner, as well as adding detail to the book. So for the book, I've added in these little ripped page segments to the left side, the bottom and the right side, as well as adding in these symbols. The reason I added in these symbols is because I saw that on Rob's reference here. He was experimenting with adding symbols to the corner here, so I thought I would just add that in to see if he likes it. Hopefully he does. And the other bit of feedback was that he didn't like the colour of this grey tape. He thought it was a bit jarring, which I totally see. And I think his exact words was, could I have a bit more of a Poundland colour? Poundland brown. So I've gone ahead and made them brown over here. And I think the last bit of feedback was that the book wasn't 3D compared... Sorry, the backing of the book wasn't 3D compared to the pages. So I've gone ahead then and added a bit of a 3D section at the bottom. So hopefully the stuff is all good. I'm going to send them off now. And if Rob likes them, good. If not, then I'll happily add some more stuff.
I've got a time lapse for the soup. It's made of veggies, and accidentally I made it look like Shrek soup. It kind of belongs in a swamp. I think it's the color of the bowl. It does kind of look quite swampy and also very nutritious and hearty. It just looks very cozy. Cozy for a cold, rainy day.
Okay, cool. So I've been working on a bunch of stuff. A lot of kind of minor stuff. I've been working on the field guide a lot of the time. So basically trying to put in the UI elements that Jack's been making the past couple of days. This isn't the up-to-date stuff. I think he's been doing like a load of stuff today that's been put in. But yeah, just trying to give it a bit of a visual upgrade. It's looking alright. We reduced the sort of like the buttons on the left here to 2. That's just to make more room for the actual book and the actual content on it. It still feels kind of cramped on the book, but we'll see how that feels. And yeah, you might notice this little squiggly thing in the description bit here for Shelley. That's just because it's almost acting like we haven't discovered that part of Shelley yet. So it's just a way of making sure that the player knows that there's information to discover about a Skylet, just so it's like they know 100% that they've completed a Skylet at the end of the day. And yeah, it's looking good. Just a bit of playing around, and there's a little bit of an animation. You might be able to see it bobbing up and down. I'm not 100% on it, but we'll have to see how that goes.
Hello, it's Friday.
It's Friday, yes. So it's end of the week. Thanks for watching the video. As of the video coming out, there will be the Jungle Book DLC for Colour Pixels. That'll be coming out later tonight, so check that out. We also have the Magic DLC. That's pretty much ready to go. That'll be coming out next month. That store page is live, so go and check that as well. And we've got some Hexseed stuff in between somewhere. I'm not sure where that's coming out, but that's in the works as well. So check out some Hexseed store pages too.
Yeah, thank you for everyone who joined the stream last week. It's up to date. Yeah, thank you to all our Discord members, all our Patreon members, all the Kickstarter backers, and also say hello to our new member of the team, which will be here for a week now, which will be Cameron. So
Starting next week.
Starting next week. Well, yeah, starting next week first, but it'll be here for a week by the time